Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode of Saturday Night Horror. Tonight we're going to be watching a movie that I've seen quite a few times, although it has been quite a while since I've seen it last. Tonight we're going to be watching Clownhouse. Now Clownhouse was released in 1989 and only had a budget of $200,000. So if you're looking for high-end production, don't look here. Clownhouse is, I don't know if it would be called pure horror. It's kind of more psychological, and that you're being stalked and things like that, man. Basically, Clownhouse is the story of three young brothers. They live in an isolated farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. They've got the house to themselves for a night, so they decide to go to the local outdoor circus and enjoy themselves. Now, before they get to the circus, we see a bunch of police cars going to the local madhouse, the asylum. Later on, we found out that three inmates of the asylum have escaped, and we'll get to them in a minute. So the three young boys, they go to this outdoor circus. The youngest of the boys is absolutely terrified of clowns. He absolutely cannot stand clowns. They scared. He literally wets the bed thinking about clowns. Yes, he does. So, with that being said, they go to the circus and they head home. Now, unbeknownst to them, these three inmates that have escaped from the asylum have wandered to the circus and killed three of the clowns that work there and have dressed themselves up as the clowns and decide to follow these three young brothers home. So once they get home, soon enough they find themselves being stalked by these three asylum inmates dressed up as clowns. And that's pretty much the premise of Clownhouse. You have three kids being stalked in their their isolated farmhouse by three inmates dressed as clowns. Sounds ridiculous, but it works. Now, as far as cooking goes, I had a cheat meal tonight. We had that horrible fried chicken 2 weeks ago, the absolutely disgusting keto pizza last week. I wanted some real food this weekend, so we had a cheat meal. We ordered Domino's. It is what it is. So that being said, we're going to go out front, we're going to watch Clownhouse, and then we'll talk about it while it's over. So I'll meet you out front. Alright everyone, we're in the front room, about to turn the last light in the house off and watch Clownhouse. Alright, there we go. Total darkness. Last light in the house is off. So like I said, it has been a little while since I've seen this, but I've always enjoyed it, so I'm definitely looking forward to tonight. And I'll talk to you when it's over. Alright everyone, Clownhouse is over. And I gotta be perfectly honest with you, I didn't enjoy it as much as I had the other times I watched it. I don't know, maybe I've kind of grown out of Clownhouse, but I just didn't enjoy it as much. That's not to say it's a bad movie, because it's not. It's just, I don't know, man. I just couldn't get into it this time. So yeah, Clownhouse. Like I said, the three young brothers were being stalked in their isolated farmhouse by these three escaped asylum inmates dressed as clowns. I don't know if I call this a horror movie. I mean, it's not really scary. You've got the creepy looking clowns stalking these kids in a farmhouse, but other than that, there's nothing really scary about it. The movie is not gory at all. Really, the majority of the kills, nothing really happens. You see the people's shadows on the wall as they're being killed. One guy gets pushed out a window. One gets a hatchet to the back. But no, it's nothing really gory, so you don't have to worry about seeing an excessive amount of blood. I think the only blood I remember seeing is when, we had some blood dripping from dead bodies, and it would get on the guys' head, it would like show up on their hands. They'd hold their hands out and blood would be dripping on it. That was pretty much it. So not real gory at all, not really scary, but I don't know, I just remember this movie being so fun, so much fun to watch, and then tonight I really wasn't feeling it. I really wasn't into it, and I don't know why. So it'll be a while before I watch Clownhouse again, but like I said, it's not a bad film. You should definitely check it out, but I just wasn't really into it this week as I used to be, so I mean, that happens. This movie also had a lot of controversy before its release. The main character, one of the young brothers, the actor was 12 years old at the time, and come to find out, the director of this movie was arrested for sexually abusing that boy. Yes, I kid you not. So a whole lot of controversy before the release of this movie. It came out on VHS and Laserdisc. Then they went to re-release it on DVD, and the controversy came back up, so they pulled it off the shelves. So there are DVD copies of this movie out there. They're just really hard to get a hold of. And if you find one online, it's very expensive. So Yeah, apparently the director's one sick bastard, so I don't know. I really wasn't, like I said, really wasn't feeling this movie this week, so I really don't have anything to say about it. Nothing gory, nothing really scary. It was kind of claustrophobic being in these small rooms in this house and really having nowhere to go. You're stuck in the house while these three clowns are coming after you, but I mean, other than that, it is what it is. And this is going to be a very short, very horrible episode of Saturday Night Horror because I just wasn't into it, man. I wasn't into it, and I really don't feel like talking about it, honestly. It just was what it was. So with that being said, I'd check it out at least once. You might love it, or you might hate it. Just check it out once, form your own opinion. God, this episode's going to suck, man. I'm just not feeling it at all this week, so I apologize. We're going to end it right here. Hopefully next week will be better. Yeah, man, this episode sucks, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.